Ready?
I'm ready.
What I'm going to speak to you about this morning is why me? One of the common questions that I get when I'm dealing with small business owners is why should I hire you to come out and work on my computers when I can do that myself? The answer is I can actually save you money, especially in those professions where you value your time by the hour. My hourly billable rate is $90 per hour. A lot of the accountants, lawyers, mechanics that we deal with have a higher hourly billable rate than we do. Especially Myron, the lawyer, I think his is about 5 times what my hourly rate is.
No.
3 things that come into play where I can show you that my time, I can actually save you money. The first of which is what we call disposable knowledge. For you to go out and purchase a PC, have to learn all that terminology, figure out what they're talking about when they say gigabytes versus megabytes versus RAM speed, CPU speed, clock speed. For you, all of that information, you're going to learn it and then you're going to throw it away. And you're not going to use it again for another couple months. It's disposable. For me, that's my livelihood. I use those terms every day. So I don't have to learn anything. It's going to be information that I'm going to keep and I'm going to use over and over again. So it's valuable to me to know that knowledge. The second is time. Because it's something I do over and over again. I've learned all the shortcuts, all the tips, all the tricks on how to get things done much more efficiently and faster. Where if you're setting up a computer for the first time, you're going to get hit with questions on, geez, what do I do here? What am I supposed to do here? Where does this plug? Where do I plug that into? So it's going to take you a lot longer to get something accomplished just because you're not knowledgeable with it, where with us, we do it so many times a day, it's a whole lot more efficient for us to do it. And the third one is scheduling. Computers have this funny habit of never breaking on time or at a really convenient time. They break down at the worst possible convenient moment. So if you're trying to do something yourself and you're a lawyer and you've got a day full of appointments, then what are you going to do? You're going to have those computers up and running, so you're going to be mixing and matching your schedule trying to get it to work. Well, if you don't want to do it during business hours, well, that means you've just sacrificed your evening. That you're going to work on those computers after hours, and you're taking time away from your family. And if you've got a busy schedule like mine, Monday nights, I've got a Boy Scout meeting, I've got to be there. Tuesday nights is either baseball practice or a baseball game. Wednesday night, I'm on the Rotary Board, and we usually have board meetings on Wednesday. Thursday night, I have football practice again with my son. Friday night, we're Starlight season ticket holders, so we're usually at Starlight. Saturday night, I have usually another baseball game. And then on Sunday night, there's usually stuff like Toastmasters that you're trying to get ready for that. So where in that schedule are you going to fit in 3 to 4 hours to go back into the office and work on your computers? So that becomes an issue. Now, for example, if you're going to go out and buy a new computer for one of your employees, let's say the receptionist, for you, you're going to have to go out and figure out, what am I going to buy? So you're going to have at least 1 hour of shopping time where you're going to have to go out Best Buy, Office Max, and those kind of places and figure out what computer do you need. For us, there's none of that time. We already know the computers that we sell. We already know what we're going to recommend to you. So right there's 1 hour saving. The next step is you're going to, once you buy it, you're going to have to go pick it up, bring it back to your office, unbox it, set it up. Well, for us, that's included in the charge of getting the PC. So there's another hour that I just saved you in time. The third one is when you actually bring it out of the box and you bring it up for the first time, you've got a series of questions you've got to go through that they call out-of-the-box experience. where you've got to set up all that initial stuff. We do that at our office before we ever bring the computer out. So there's another 30 minutes of time that I've saved. Then comes the fun part of setting everything up for that user. You got to transfer all their settings over. You got to bring all their files over. And I've learned from experience, there's nothing worse than forgetting somebody's photos. You don't get their right wallpaper picture back on there. You miss their email contact list. Those are the type of things that really annoy users. Well, I've been burned on that so many times. I've got my little checklist of things to check for, so I can get a new user set up in about 2 hours. So finally, this whole process of buying a new computer for one of your employees. If you go out and do it, between the time it takes to set it up, go purchase it, and buy it, you're usually spending about 8 hours in that process to get it done. So if your 8 hours is worth $80 an hour to you, you've just spent $480 to do it yourself. If you bring me in to do it, I can do it in about 3 hours. So at 3 hours at $90 an hour, that's $270. So by you going out and buying this computer that you think you can do yourself, and it's going to be cheaper for you, you've just saved a negative $210. Thank you.
David, your title, Why Lead? At first, I wasn't real sure what that was all about, but you made it very clear from the very start. So, the purpose of your speech was clear. And you gave a lot of really good reasons of why we should hire you to take care of those top services that you have. Now, I imagine that's true of just about any profession, that you made a specific case for you, for your business, which I really appreciate. You gave some specific examples. You told us how it's a waste of our time to be fooling around with all this stuff. One of the things you'd asked me to watch for is your movements. You were concerned, I think, that you were swinging around. You didn't do any of that this time. You stayed pretty steady. And you also asked me to listen for your voice a little bit. I think after your last speech, I said your voice almost echoed in the room. You toned it down a little bit. Probably could come down a little bit more. As Ricky, he has the same moving voice. So you guys would be great at speaking in Royal Stadium. I'm sure they can hear you without it. So that's one of the things that I still think you need to work on a little bit. But it was much better this time, in my opinion. And you have to ask other people if they see the same thing. Sometimes the way I perceive things is the way other people perceive it. What I really did like about your speech is that you were well organized. And you told us what you were doing and why. And I can tell you that if I was a small business owner, I would definitely want to get your service. One of the things I'd like you to try to do is open up your speaking area a little bit. You pretty much stay here. Now, if you get the check involved in the speeches, I've seen him roll around before.
It's true.
But do move around a little bit. Do pay attention to everybody around. So those types of things, I think opening up the speech would be a good idea. The other thing, I would like to see you open your gestures up a little bit. Now, in a small area, you're okay. But if you're in a large area, then you really do need to open them up. And, when you're just be more bold. I speech. It was a great one. Thank you for the opportunity.